I have talked previously about Femi cards that were made into actual playable cards for the real-life card game. And this actually made me remember that I have actually made my own custom cards, and me and my friend used to play with them using EDO Pro. And if I remember right, it was before Dueling Book had the feature to make your own custom cards inside the website. And now that I have a little bit more experience with the game, I wanted to review them. Keep in mind that I made these cards like 6 or 8 years ago, so I doubt any effects are fair or balanced. Alright, so here we go. Alright, so here we are. As you can see, I have 11 cards in the main deck and 11 cards in the extra deck. So let's start with the cards in the main deck. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. Maybe you guys can see better. Also, from what I remember doing these cards is that the artwork is from Fire Emblem. So please, Nintendo, don't sue me. Alright, so let's start with this card, Orcus Requiem. Also, my archetype's name is called Requiem. I think I got it from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or something. In any case, Orcus Requiem is a level 5 Pendulum Warrior monster with 2200 attack and 2000 defense. Let's start with its Pendulum effect. All Requiem cards, pardon me, you control cannot be destroyed by your opponent's card effect.
I beg your pardon?
Well, this is just a great start. And its monster effect is when this card is normal or special summon. I don't think I even wrote it right. Anyway, when this card is normal or special summon, you can add one Requiem spell card from your deck to your hand. While you have no cards in your hand, your opponent cannot activate spell cards. This is already straight up busted, bro. You'll notice there's no once per turn or hard once per turn, so yeah. And the last detail I forgot to mention is that it's a scale 2. The second card, the next Pendulum monster, is Salacia Requiem. Salacia Requiem is a level 3 Dark Warrior monster and a scale 1 Pendulum monster. Its Pendulum effect reads, once per turn you can target up to 2 face-up monsters your opponent controls. It has its effect negated until the end of this turn. So at least it isn't during either player's turn, but this is still kind of busted. And its monster effect is, if this card is normal, just normal, no normal summon. You can target up to 2 monsters on the field, destroy them. Alright, just straight up destruction just by normal summoning. Cool. When this attacking card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can draw cards equal to the number of Requiem monster you control. Okay, so not only I can just straight up 2-for-1 cards my opponent controls, but I can also plus like a bajillion cards. A level 3 monster. Also notice, again, the lack of once per turn, hard once per turn. Yep. Next card is Eris Requiem, a level 3 dark monster. It's a warrior, like every monster in this deck. A Pendulum monster, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. It also has a Pendulum scale of 7. Pendulum effect, you can discard 1 card, special summon 1 Requiem monster from your deck. From my deck, dude? Straight up busted, bro. You can only use this effect of Eris once per turn. I sure hope so. Jesus Christ. And its monster effect is, once per turn you can fusion summon 1 fusion monster from your extra deck using monsters you control as fusion materials, including this card. When this card is special summon, you can remove from play up to 2 cards from your opponent's graveyard. You'll notice the lack of banish here. It's supposed to say banish, but from what I remember too is that I kind of just took effects that already existed and then made it my own. Next card, Vesta Requiem, a level 3 Pendulum monster with a Pendulum scale of 8. It reads, once per turn you can add 1 Requiem monster from your deck to your hand. You go, yay! Again, lack of once per turn or hard once per turn. Like lack of any restrictions really. Monster effect. When this card is special summoned, you can add one Requiem monster from your deck to your hand. This is just the searcher for the deck. Not only it searches as when it's in the pendulum scale, but also when it's the special summon, which isn't hard to do. If this card is in your graveyard, you can banish this card to special summon one Requiem monster card from your hand. God damn, bro. Jesus Christ. What was I thinking with these effects? And it's not even the most busted one, I think. The busted one is like one of the spell cards. Although this is pretty busted too. Again, lack of restrictions. Next card, Kerberos Requiem. A level 6 Dark Warrior monster. This type, it's an effect monster, no pendulum monster. With a 2500 attack and 1000 defense. It reads, this card can attack twice per battle phase. On a card like this, it isn't that bad. If this card is in your graveyard, you can special summon 2 level 8 or lower Requiem monsters from your graveyard, but their effects are negated. You see, this card is... okay. It has a lack of restriction, but it isn't that bad. It isn't like overly powerful or anything. Although, maybe a little bit, because of the lack of restriction on the special summoning. But the attack of twice per turn isn't that powerful. Alright, next card, Sedna Requiem. I don't remember where I got these names from. I'm pretty sure I just took like a random names from somewhere. It's based on something, I'm pretty sure, at least. Alright, so Sedna Requiem, a level 4 warrior monster, tuner monster, by the way, with 500 attack and 2000 defense. Its effect is, when this card is normal summon, you can special summon one level 4 or lower Requiem monster from your hand. Alright, not that bad, right? You need to normal summon it, and it only special summons one monster from your hand. It isn't that busted. It's probably one of the fairer cards here. During your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this card from your graveyard and the battle phase. This is a quick effect. I find it funny how I had to specify this is a quick effect. This makes it a little bit obvious that I made these cards way back. But yeah, this card isn't that great. It's alright. It's not super powerful. A little bit of defense. You know, this is a fair card. Probably like pack filler. Alright, next card. Homoa Requiem. A level 2 warrior monster with 1000 attack and 200 defense. Its effect is, twice per turn you can target one Requiem monster you control and declare a level from 1 to 7. It becomes that level until the end of this turn. When this card is destroyed by battle, you can draw one card. I'm starting to see a pattern here. The normal effect monster, well, the effect monsters aren't that powerful, but the pendulum monsters are super busted. Homoa Requiem seems to be one of the fairer cards here. From what I remember, I made the effect monsters first, and that seems logical with how I designed them. Alright, now let's move on to the spell cards. Oh boy. I'm pretty sure these are the most busted ones. First, we have Requiem Experience. Requiem Experience is a continuous spell card, and it reads, negate the effects of all face-up cards your opponent controls. Oh boy. Also, monsters your opponent controls cannot attack. Jeez. Once per turn, during your standby phase, target one Requiem monster you control, tribute that monster, or destroy this card. Once per turn, during your opponent's standby phase, inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each monster they control. I did not hold back for this one. This card literally says no to the other player. This is worse than Mystic Mine, I think. This is probably the most busted card here. Okay, so my opponent can't do shit with monsters on the field, and his monsters can attack. However, let me play devil's advocate here. I do need to tribute one Requiem monster once per turn, which is actually very easy to do. and it also inflicts burn damage. Okay, never mind. This card is like super busted. I should have never made this. Man, creating cards is fun, huh? Next card, Requiem Aid. Requiem Aid is also a continuous spell card. It reads, all dark monsters you control gain 500 attack and 500 defense. I'm pretty sure I forgot to add the 500 here. All Requiem monsters you control gain 500 attack and 500 defense. So it's pretty much plus 1000 for every every time I summon a Requiem monster. I don't know why I had to make a separate for dark or my own specific archetype. If this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, you can target one warrior type monster. One warrior type monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Also, you cannot special summon monsters for the rest of this turn except warrior type monsters. Well, yeah, obviously, because I'm playing a warrior type deck, so this restriction just doesn't mean anything. Man, this card, yeah, it's pretty powerful. Not as powerful as the previous one, but still. Next card is Searching for Requiem. As you can see, I'm also pretty creative with the card's name. Searching for Requiem. Do you wonder what it could be? Anyway, this card is a continuous spell card, which says during your main phase you can add one Requiem monster from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect of Searching for Requiem once per turn. Finally, some restrictions, dude. But yeah, this is straight up. This is a searcher spell card for the archetype, but I'm pretty sure I kind of ripped it off from the DDD's monster, and I just removed the cost of paying life points. Custom cards are fun. I just need to remove all the bad things from actual good cards. And lastly, for my main deck is Requiem Retaliation. It's a normal trap card that reads, if a cards you control is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon one Requiem monster from your deck. Alright, another special summon from the deck. Neat. During either player's turn, again, you can see how it's made like I just copied effects. During either player's turn, except the turn this card was sent to the graveyard, you can banish this card from your graveyard, add 2 face-up Requiem Pendulum monsters from your extra deck to your hand. The special summon from the deck is kind of busted, but since it's a trap card, it gets destroyed pretty easily. The second effect is kind of useful, but doesn't come up very often, I feel like. Well, I don't know actually, I haven't played with this deck in a very long time. Now we can move on to the extra deck. Let's start with Merag Requiem, a level 12 fusion monster. It reads that it needs 1 Synchro or Xyz monster plus 1 Synchro or Xyz monster. It cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effects. This card can make a second attack during each battle phase. Once per turn, at the end of the damage step, if this card attacks a monster, you can destroy all special summon monster your opponent controls. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 level 4 lower Requiem monster from your deck. It always has to be from the deck. It always has to be from the deck. I don't know why. Well, I know why. Because it's really busted to do that. But still. So it has 3800 attack and 2500 defense. So pretty high stats, but it's a given since it's a level 12 monster. Cannot be targeted or destroyed by your opponent's card effect. Yep, that's a classic on boss monsters. Overall, I feel like this card isn't that powerful. You do need 1 Synchro or Xyz. You do need 2 extra deck monsters to bring it out. And I feel like monsters can beat her pretty easily. But it does have great destruction effects. Alright, moving on to the second fusion monster. Make Requiem. What are these names, bro? What are these names? Make Requiem is a level 10 fusion monster with 2700 attack and 2500 defense. But I just noticed the mistake here. It says 2900 on the... It says 2900 over here. I don't know why. I made a big mistake here. Anyway, it needs 3 Requiem monsters. When this card is fusion summoned, well, Look, it's gonna miss timing, bro. When this card is fusion summoned, you can make the attack of all monsters your opponent currently controls become 0. Other monsters you control cannot attack for the rest of the turn. Alright, pretty fair first effect. Negate the activated effects of all monsters with 0 attack. If a Requiem monster is special summoned to your side of the field except this card, except during the damage step, you can target one Requiem monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. The first time a spell card will be activated, negate that card. While this card is face up on the field, you can discard one card to negate the activation of a spell card and destroy it. My lord, that's spell hate, bro. Okay. So it can negate monster effects, it can special summon monsters from the graveyard, and it can negate spell cards. Like it has like 2 effects to negate spell cards. What the hell? Overall, it has like 4 or 5 effects. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's a pretty big spell card negate. It's a pretty big spell hate card. Moving on, we have Ceres Requiem. Ceres Requiem is a level 7 fusion monster. It has 2400 attack and 2000 defense. It requires 2 Requiem monsters. Alright, pretty basic, right? If a Requiem monster is special summoned to your side of the field except this card, except during the damage step, you can target one Requiem monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Alright, yeah. You can definitely tell I straight up ripped off the DD archetype. You can only use this effect of Ceres Requiem once per turn. And finally some restriction. When this card destroys a monster by battle and sends it to the graveyard, gain life points equal to the original attack of that destroyed monster in the graveyard. Yeah, it's not that powerful. It doesn't have any negates, can get destroyed pretty easily. Yeah, I feel like this is one of the fairer cards, even though only requiring 2 fusion materials is like really easy to do. But nowadays a lot of 2 fusion material monster are pretty busted too. So yeah, I think it's a pretty fair card. Moving on to the synchro monsters, we have Celestial Requiem. Celestial Requiem is a level 11 synchro monster. It needs 1 tuner plus 1 or more non-tuners. I didn't even specify or more. This card cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effect except during your main phase 2. Yeah, you can definitely tell this is like, what's that card called? Is it Naturia Beast? The synchro monster? Wait, Leo something. I kind of forgot, but when a monster is special summoned, including this card, you can target one Requiem monster in your graveyard, special summon that target. Your opponent cannot activate monster effects during the battle phase. It's alright. Targeting in today's metagame isn't that much big of a deal, although when it's special summoned and also special summons another monster from the graveyard, pretty easily abusable. I feel like your opponent cannot activate monster effect during the battle phase. I don't think that effect's kind of that useful nowadays. Moving on, Charon Requiem. Charon Requiem is a level 7 synchro monster. When this card is synchro summoned while you control no other monster, you can target one Requiem monster in your graveyard, special summon it. Again with the special summoning. You can only use this effect of Charon Requiem once per turn. Why does this have restrictions? I have way more busted cards than that. Once per turn, you can target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Until the end of this turn, that monster's attack becomes 0, and if it does, its effects are negated. This is actually a pretty fair card, to be honest. This card isn't that busted actually. It dies pretty easily, but yeah, this card is pretty fair. It's alright. It's kind of an extender because it special summons. If I remember right, the combo is to normal summon this, special summon one of the level 3s or her to make this, and then go into this Celestial Requiem. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was the combo. Now I'm wondering if the effects still work on the EDO Pro. Moving on, now we have Alito Requiem. Alito Requiem is also a level 7 synchro monster who needs 1 tuner and 1 or more non-tuners. It says, on face-up Requiem monster you control gain 300 attack for each Requiem monsters in your graveyard. When this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. If this card is destroyed by battle, or if this card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can inflict 500 damage to your opponent for each Requiem monster in your graveyard. You can only use this effect of Alito Requiem once per turn. I see this is like a burn card. It also buffs up the monsters, but it's not that super powerful. It has 2200 attack and 2000 defense. Yeah, it's not super powerful or anything. A very fair card indeed. Moving on to the Xyz monsters. We have Bombuba Requiem. The fuck is that with that name, bro? Bombuba Requiem is a rank 7 Xyz monster that needs 3 level 7 warrior type monsters. Oh boy, the effect's a doozy until it's long. Bear with me. When this card is Xyz summoned, destroy as many level 7 or lower monster your opponent controls as possible. Inflict 1000 damage to your opponent for each card destroyed, and if you do, this card can make 3 attacks during each battle phase this turn. Can you tell which card I read that from? While this card has Xyz material, you can activate a quick play spell card or a trap card from your hand during your opponent's turn by detaching 1 Xyz material from this card at activation. I'm pretty sure that's one of the Dark Magician Xyz monster or something? I forgot. If this Xyz summon card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, or if this Xyz summon card you control is sent to your graveyard by an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 Dark Warrior type monster from your hand or deck. Then you can destroy 1 card on the field. I mean, 3 level 7 Warrior type monster. I feel like it's not worth it to bring this out, to be honest. Even the effect of activating a trap or quick play spell cards isn't that worth it because all my cards are continuous spell cards. And the last effect, of course I have to special summon another monster, and it pops 1 card on the field. So yeah, yeah, this card isn't that great, to be honest, because the requirements are too high. Moving on, we have Luna Requiem. Luna Requiem is a rank 3 Xyz monster that needs 2 level 3 monsters. When any player's monster declares an attack, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card, negate the attack, then you can special summon 1 Requiem monster from your hand or graveyard. If this Xyz summon card is sent to the graveyard, you can special summon 1 Requiem monster from your extra deck, except Luna. You can only use the effect. Look at this shit. I literally forgot to change the original card's name. Yeah, this is like from Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. Oh my god. For the requirements, I think this is a pretty good card. 2400 attack, 500 defense, yeah. It's very powerful. It also extends the combos. So yeah, pretty powerful card. This is probably one of the best ones. Moving on, we have Wolri Requiem. Wolri Requiem is a rank 3 Xyz monster that needs 2 level 3 warrior type monsters. It has 2200 attack and 1000 defense. Once per turn during your main phase, you can special summon 1 warrior type monster from your hand or graveyard. Alright, again, just free special summons. Once per turn during either player's turn, when your opponent activates a spell or trap card, you can detach 1 Xyz material from this card and negate the activation. If you do, destroy it. Alright, a free negate. This is alright, I guess. This is also an extender, but the second effect is kind of nice. But nowadays, we don't use that many spell or trap cards, so you can easily get over this, especially since it only has 2200 attack. I'd say this is a fair card. Now moving on to the last 2 cards, the Link monsters. These were made last, so let's start with the lowest one actually. Mona Requiem. So Mona Requiem is a Link 2 that requires 2 Requiem monsters. It has 2 downwards arrow, of course. I made them in my favor. It also has only 1800 attack. So, once per turn you can special summon 1 level 6 or lower Requiem monster from your hand to a zone this card points to. Another free special summoning, but yeah, still, it's alright. If this face-up card will be destroyed, you can destroy 1 face-up warrior type monster you control instead. Okay, this actually feels like one of the first Link monsters to ever be created. And You can tell I made this way back. Although the free special summon is nice, it encapsulates every monster I have. So yeah, free special summon for every main deck monster I have. This is great actually, it's a simple effect. Although I just noticed, again, no once per turn restrictions. And lastly, the final card, Sophia Requiem. Sophia Requiem is a link 4 monster with 3000 attack and 4 arrows, 2 of them pointing downwards and 2 of them pointing left and right. It needs 2+ Requiem monsters. This card cannot be destroyed by card effects. When this card is link summoned, you can draw cards equal to the number of Requiem monsters this card points to. When this card inflicts battle damage, you can make your opponent discard 2 random cards from their hand. So I can draw a maximum of 2 cards, since with the way the arrows are made, I can only draw 2 cards. And inflict battle damage, you can make your opponent discard 2 random cards. Yeah, this is kind of busted a little bit. Although this can also go into their favor. So maybe it's not that great, I'm not sure. Alright, so these were my cards, my custom made cards. One thing I do want to know is, do they still work? Let's test it out right now. And nope. You can see a lot of error. Unfortunately, they don't work anymore. I don't know if I could make them work again though. I don't really remember how I made this. So yeah. Wait, let me check a little bit. It seems like I can activate some cards though. Can activate this. Requiem Aid. Let's see. I'll normal summon her. I can actually activate her effect. Level 5? Oh, and I can activate it twice. Set this card. Alright. Of course. The burn damage didn't go through. This is fun though. So let's see, if I normal summon this card. Oh, actually it works. It has its effect negated per Requiem experiences effect. Let me just slide this right here. Alright, so Requiem experience second effect works. Well, first effect works. Okay. Yep. Alright. Need to tribute. Searching for Requiem. Does it work? It does. Yo! This is fun. So normal summon this. Does it work? It does. Trigger. Can special summon this. Seems like I can't use my extra deck, unfortunately. But yeah, it's great to see that some cards work. I kind of need to see how I can make them work again. It can actually be fun to replay with these cards. So yeah, these were all my custom made cards. This is more of a freestyle kind of vid. I just wanted to show off something I made during my Yu-Gi-Oh journey. And this made me actually want to make some more, try to make things work out, but I'm gonna need to figure it out. So yeah, thanks for watching.